Yeah, good morning, Lloyd Dussault Sr. checking in. It's been a while. I've been having a few health problems, and my back has been giving me trouble, and so I've been pretty much out of the workshop. But I wanted to finish this up. I had started on a video on removing frets and possibly a new way to remove frets, and consisted of using a trusty Weller soldering gun, and this one happens to be a 100 and 100 to 140 watt gun. And what I did was I took one of the tips and oops, I don't know if you can see it, but it's hard to tell here this morning. But anyways, I cut the tip in half at the center where the soldering part is, and then I brought it over to my vise and I flattened out the ends a little bit with a small hammer and just tapped them flat. And then on the flat surfaces here, I put them in a vise and I put a round file, and I filed a groove in each one of them. So they have a gap in them now. There's no connection to the tips to each other. And I wondered if I could use it to help heat up a fret, to remove it from a guitar neck. And I happen to have this old Stinger guitar that I actually started making a video on. I was trying to fix the problem with the truss rod and went through the whole thing, and it was a good learning experience, but it didn't help the truss rod. So this good old neck here, for all practical purposes, is not usable. So anyways, I thought I'd try to use my soldering gun a different way. So I just, like I said, I cut the leads, flattened them out, curved them so that they would, see what I'm doing this morning, setting on top of a fret, like that, so they'll fit one corner, the other corner, and then just pull the trigger. Now, I just was wondering about electricity, of getting a shock with this thing. I put it on my multimeter in every position I could find, pull the trigger, and I couldn't get much of anything out of it. And just to make sure, if anybody's scared, I'm holding it here. So one finger across it. And if there was anything going to kill me, I think it would kill me there. So I probably wouldn't want to stand in a puddle of water to do it, but definitely not even a tingle from it. So anyways, there, let me show you. Look, see, I don't know if it was on the camera here. I got the camera up close, and there we go. So anyways, so what we're going to do here, hopefully, is I'll pick one of these frets, doesn't matter. I'm going to spray a little bit of water on here, and I'm going to put the soldering gun to it. I'm hoping it's in the view. I know I got this up pretty close here, so hopefully it'll be in. Set the two contacts so that they're setting firmly on the fret. Yeah, which I'm not having a good luck with this morning. Never works good on camera. And then hold the trigger down and let it do its thing. And it's starting to heat up the fret. And I'm using it full tilt here. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but it's hot enough right now so that the water is starting to boil. So I am going to try to get underneath that fret with my trusty little blade here, which I hope we get in camera. And get under the other side a little bit to see if I can't loosen this little critter up without causing any damage. Okay, we still got some water on there. I want to give it a little bit more heat here. Trick is, I don't want to burn the wood, but I want to get it so things start to soften up a little bit. All right, we're starting to heat the water again, so that's a good sign. As long as it's steaming, I'm sure I'm not going to burn the wood. All right, see if I can get a little bit more underneath there. I can see one side's a little bit better than the other right now. All right. I'm definitely underneath it. I'm not sure if I can use my handy dandy little pliers. These pliers right here have been sharpened so that they're really get under there and try to get a bite. And I don't know if I got under there enough yet or not, but I think so. Here we go, kids. Look at that. That fret is coming out of there. Well, the proof is going to be when I get to the end of this if the fretboard isn't all chipped up. And by golly, that looks pretty good to me. And just to prove that it's not a fluke, I shall try another one. And by the way, these frets aren't loose. There's no Mickey Mouse. They're in there solid. So let's try another fret. And I managed to get that one out without deforming it at all. So we've got a good splotch of water on there. I'm hoping that you can see the steam in this thing here. Yeah, I'll move that a little bit. When I do this, I'm going to try to get some pressure and try to keep myself out of the way so you can see what happens here when the water warms up. I don't know if you can or not. I got probably a little bit more water than need be on there right now. I don't know how the camera shows it, but I can see it's starting to turn that water to steam vapor. If I can help somebody along the way find a better way to remove frets, they're never fun to remove. Alright, we're going to take a peek at that. Yeah, that's getting warm. I'm going to try the same stunt as in the other side. Run my blade underneath it. Run my blade underneath the other side. Alrighty now. Alright, and I'm going to run a little bit more water there. Actually wipe most of it off now. Give it one more hit with the tool, which I hope is under the camera. Give it a little bit more heat. Alright, try again. Alright, one more try here, kids. See what happens. I want to get underneath the fret because that way I won't damage it. And I might have to do a little bit more on this one. But lead me so far, I find it a better method if you want to heat it. If you had some glue under there, somebody used super glue or something to anchor them down, I'm sure this method would make life a lot easier for you. Give it one more good shot of heat here to see what develops. You may have to adjust the electrodes on this because they are copper and they're going to bend and twitch, so you make sure you get a good fit. I'm getting some heat out of that now. I hope you can see the steam on camera. Alright. I'm going to try one more time to get under this end of this a little bit here. Alright. It's flattening those fibers down too underneath it, so they're not going to be so anxious to yank up. Okay, I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that I can get under that fret this time, which I do have. Okay. This is a special one. I'm doing this, and when I put this video out, I will send a special invitation to Jerry Rosa of Rosa String Works, and see if he likes this, and maybe he can pass this on, or Caleb might like to try it on some things come in. But one more look at what it is here. It's nothing fancy. It's just cut the electrodes at the tip, smushed them down with a hammer a little bit to flatten them out because copper is quite malleable. Filed the groove to coincide with the high spot on the fret. Got the right spacing to set them onto the fret. And I put a little bit of water down. You may be able to do it without water for that matter, but I like the water. It lets me know when things are starting to warm up. And that's the story of Lloyd Dussault Sr.'s contribution to Luthiery, hopefully. Making some folks' life easier out there. Hope Jerry gets to try it and pass it along, but that's my intent. Hopefully I can find his email address and he will take a peek at it. So, Lloyd Dussault Sr. checking out. Pretty much this is going to maybe I may have saved a few pieces from my original shots of doing this, and I'll see if I fit them in. Otherwise, this pretty much tells the story of the whole story right here in short order without stretching it out too much. But 2 frets easily removed. Neither one of them in kink. Just took my time heating them up. A little bit of water. Use the Weller soldering gun in a method I'm sure it wasn't designed for, but far be it from me not to try something and see if it works. And it seems to be safe. Like I said, I haven't got electrocuted, so I figure it's pretty much safe for me. So, again, I will sign out. Lloyd Dussault Sr. signing out, and I do hope that this, my little project here, works out, and I get some feedback. If anybody ever does happen to check my YouTube channel, I would be happy to hear comments on whether they think it's a good idea or not. Lloyd Dussault Sr. checking out, and thank you again.